Hello! So why I decided to learn to ride a motorbike, is something that I always wanted to do properly. I did ride quite a lot during my young uh, phase of my life. So I would say between the age of 13, maybe earlier, to the age of 24, 24. I always had a moped. I grew up in Rome, Italy, so it was a very, very busy city. Mopeds everywhere, here and there. I always had one, so I was quite confident and comfortable in riding one. So I guess I put that on hold for over 20 years, I would say, because since I moved to England, I never ridden any sort of moped or motorbike. So I've started it again this year in January 2022 when I passed my CBT. So yes, I did pass my CBT in January, but rewinding back, what I did, I looked for different training schools in Nottingham, and I ended up picking Roadcraft, as you've seen in my previous videos. Roadcraft is a great school. Is in Nottingham, just along the ring road, and I think it's in Beechdale area of Nottingham. A great bunch of people, very friendly and very knowledgeable. That's the most important thing, that you want knowledgeable instructors, that they don't push you, or they don't make you think that you have to pass straight away. They give you quite a lot of encouragement throughout the different lessons, and they tell you exactly in realistic terms what you can achieve and when. So I contacted them, enrolled with the school. So I went for my, if I remember well, they gave me this very small bike. It was an Honda, what was it? Yes, it was an Honda Groom. So I remember having a practice lesson first. Yes, so they drove me to a car park with this very small mini motorbike, and when I saw it, I thought, oh gosh, this is so small. But in reality, I had to try it, because I put this on hold for 20 years. I wasn't even sure if I could ride an Honda Groom. So I did practice in the car park, and everything went very well. Every single part of knowledge that was buried in my brain came back very quickly, even though I'm 40 plus, 46, 47. So I was really pleased with that. So I did practice in the car park for a little while with the instructor Richard next to me. He was telling me what to do, how to do it. Yes, so it was one lesson, and then I think the week after I booked my CBT, and I passed it. CBT is quite straightforward to pass. Is a few tests, figure of eight, slalom in a car park, and then they take you out on the road for a couple of hours, sometimes less than a couple of hours, just to make sure that you are a safe driver. And you don't put yourself or other people in danger. You don't want that. So yes, I passed my CBT. So after that, that would be the time when I had to decide to buy my very first motorbike. So deciding which motorbike to buy, I had two, actually maybe three in mind. And I couldn't decide. So I'm very lucky. I live very close to Castle Donington, when there is a big superbike factory shop there, and they do have hundreds and hundreds of different bikes that you can try. You can sit on it and feel the weight and see how you feel. You won't be able to have a test drive with the CBT. Superbike Factory don't offer test rides anyway, unless you go to Macclesfield. I've been told that they do offer test rides there. So I did try the Honda CB125R. I really like the design and the model of that particular bike, but when I tried it, I thought it was it's a little bit too heavy for me, for my strength, and also it was a bit chunky at the front, and it was really uncomfortable for a woman, I would say. So I discarded the Honda CB125R. Then I remember trying a couple of sport bikes. I do really like sport bikes, but I'm not sure if when I will go for a bigger bike, I'm gonna go for a sport bike. I might test drive a couple, and I will tell you which one later. So how I picked my CB125F Honda, I remember that at the school of motorcycling, Roadcraft, they use Honda CB125F for lessons. So I rang them and I booked a test drive with them just before buying my bike. So I did have a test ride with an instructor behind me for an hour, and it felt really, really good. I love that little bike, and that's why I bought one. So I did my test, and then I think it was the week after, I went to Honda and bought myself a CB125F. It was great. So walked into Honda in Nottingham. Virtual Nottingham. Honda is along the ring road again. It's very easy to spot. You can find it online, but I will put the details down here anyway. Walked in and met a lovely girl by the name of Georgina. And Georgina had two lovely bikes as well, so she could recommend me the best bike for my body weight, specifications, etc., etc. All the information that you need on motorbikes before you buy them. She didn't put any pressure on me, but I really didn't need any pressure. I wanted the Honda CB125F, so I left the shop with my order, my little slip, and I ordered my very first bike. And so Georgina very kindly kept me updated with my order. I was expecting to receive my Honda in a month, but actually it came after 2 weeks. Initially I wanted a red one, but Georgina rang me and said there is a black one available straight away, and I did really like the black one anyway. It's one of my favorite colors, so I went for the black model. As I said, I never regretted it, and I love my Honda CB125F for various reasons. I mentioned some of the reasons in other videos. I will tell you a little bit more when I can actually take a video of me riding the Honda, and I need some help with taking the video on me, as I wanted to show you a few bits and pieces on the motorbike itself. Now, one very good thing about this CB125F is the fuel consumption. So you can fill up the tank and forget about it. It will cover between 250 and 300 miles with a full tank. Yes, so it's really, really good. Especially now that the petrol prices are going up and up high. Now, when I bought my motorbike again, I was planning to drive on hay roads, but unfortunately I found out that the bike is too light, For me, it's definitely too light. I feel very uncomfortable riding on the A46 or the A50 or the A52 around Nottingham. Is you can go over I would say 60 miles an hour. You really need to be careful. So I tend to slow down and struggle to keep in line. Yes, that's something that I don't particularly like about my 125. Everything else is great, and I would highly recommend it again. So I will take you around my motorbike now. I just want to show you some of the great things about the machine and some of the things that I found it a little bit frustrating. Here we are, and this is my little baby CB125F. As you can see, nice and shiny. I'm really proud of this bike. I really love it. It's great. So yes, you can see got the keys there with my Honda key holder, brand new from the Honda dealer. Nice slim bike, it's quite comfortable for a lady. Nice bright red shock absorber, slim tire at the front, slightly chunkier at the back, very little difference to be honest between the two. You unlock it, and I think I'm going to show you right now the full stand and side stand. I always put it on a full when it's at rest, and I'll show you the dash now. Very simple. I'll show you your gear on the right, time, miles, total miles per hour, and your fuel gauge, very important, so that you know where you stand, where you need to put some extra petrol. On your left you can see indicators, that those get stuck at times, so be careful. You might need to go back to Honda and get it calibrated. The indicators get stuck and it's really frustrating for me. And your lights and high beams at the front. Hello. And yes, again, the emergency stop there you can see bright red, nice headlight, big, that's how you want it on your first bike. Yeah, looks great. Keep it nice and shiny. As you can see, I'm very proud of my bike, and it's nice to keep it nice and clean if you can. Again, nice slim shape. The tank is there, as you can see, quite simple to use. Oils for your brakes. Oh, here, that's what I wanted to show you, my hand position. That's the correct position, so you can grab your front brake easily. I tend to put my hand on the right side. I don't know why, to be honest, but the right position is closer to the bike rather than away, so that's the right position that you should use, and you can get your brakes straight away even with two fingers if you need. So closer to your bike rather than on the right. Oh yes, here I'll show you how to open the seat, and I'll show you the storage as well. As I said, it's very small, unfortunately, but you can put your essentials down there. So you open it up. I usually put it on one side very gently. I don't want to ruin it. So here we are, we're going on the side. I keep my chain under the seat, so a nice chunky chain. Very little space there, as you can see. My motorbike manual is there. That's all, and the chain. You can add maybe a very small toolbox somewhere on the side. That's all really. Maybe a pack of chewing gum.